Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host Matt Marrero along with the other host.
Well, sorry, here, a few seconds late. It's fine. I'll get it down eventually, I promise.
Your cat sounds like a TARDIS. Your cat,
yeah,
by the way, Tristan Walter. It's Tristan Walter in case I accidentally interrupted you. Sorry. It's just I hear your TARDIS cat in the background purring, and it sounds like the TARDIS is starting up.
Yes, my cat pilots my TARDIS.
That makes so much sense, because you're late to almost every podcast.
Hey.
Your cat just falls asleep on the console.
Hey, don't
She
question
would.
her driving methods. She always gets me here. That's the important part.
That's true. That's fair. So we're talking about 2 episodes of Doctor Who today, but it's not Doctor Who Wednesday, Tristan, because Doctor Who Wednesday was yesterday. We're recording this a few days in advance, so he's really confused. But no, remember, on Wednesday, our review of The Ring 2.
Halloween.
I'm sorry. No, Rasen, Spiral came out. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, no, so you can hear that review. That came out for Halloween. Now we're talking about this on November 1st. So, but I didn't want to wait till the week after to do the next episode of Doctor Who because I thought that might be too much to do, like 3 in 1. So I thought let's just do 2 in 1 again. So we're talking about, the episode was just titled Rosa, episode 3, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're talking about Rosa, and then episode 4, Arachnids in the UK. So I had issues with Rosa, but none of them had to do with Rosa necessarily, although I do want to know if she was played by an American or someone who is British, because I want to know how, I want to know who was putting on the accent. No, because, you know what I mean, though. Sometimes you hear Americans putting on the accent, and you're like, all right, I can kind of see it. And then sometimes you have people from the UK or just from, Britain doing the accent, and it's like, I wonder. So, I actually want to check and see her actress because I've never seen her in anything before.
But as we speak.
Good. So thank you for that. But no, I had no problem with her. It would be kind of silly if there was an episode dealing with Rosa Parks and they didn't talk about race relations at all. That would be really dumb. So I'm happy that they dove fucking headfirst into that shit. I was like, okay, good. Because the thing is, if people didn't want that to be in the episode, then you don't want a Rosa Parks episode, which there's different reasons why you could be pro and against it, and I don't think if you're against it, you're immediately racist. But I can understand why you'd feel uncomfortable having Ryan be treated the way he was. And, of course, yes.
Yeah. Damn.
Holy shit. So I understand if you're like, oh, I don't know if we want to do this, because another thing, too, that's odd as well, and I just don't know. I wasn't in Alabama at the time. I was not born. I was not born for a very long time, at the time. But the thing that confuses me, though, is why the doctor was also treated well, because she's not only a woman but also a foreigner.
I mean,
granted, I know. In that town, they were probably just more so like, you're white, so whatevs. But I was also curious because I thought they were going to take a shot there too, and it was not really.
They did have that interaction with the sheriff that walked in when Graham and the doctor were in the hotel room, and it's like, oh, we're on holiday, just visiting. It's like, you're stirring up trouble in the wrong town, and maybe you don't know how things work around here, but we don't like it when you do that, so you best get the hell out of here. It's
right, but
not exactly a friendly invitation either.
Well, but he was doing it more so because he saw that Ryan was with them.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a part of it, but I don't think he would have, even if they weren't, I don't know, I feel like even if they didn't have people of color with them, they probably still would have gotten some shit.
Right, because they're different.
Yeah.
No. I thought so too. It's just that in the episode itself, it felt like everyone was like, yeah, a woman's running around. That's cool.
Right.
When everyone else was dressed a certain way and everyone seemed proper and, because of the time period, and you just have the doctor just running around the way she does and doing barrel rolls and shit.
Right.
Everyone's just like, yes, of course, another fellow white, as she's just clumsily jumping into everything.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
you see what I mean?
So, yeah. the actress who played Rosa Parks in the episode, Vanette Robinson, and she is English, as in
There we
British.
go. Okay. I was just curious because for some reason her southern accent, I don't know how to explain it, but it did sound like someone from America trying to do a southern accent. It's hard to explain. I don't know if it was like I don't know if it was like maybe the tone? Not the tone. No, that's not right, but there was, I don't know, there was something about it that she felt like I'm not saying people in America don't do theater, but it felt like she was someone who would do this like in a play.
Okay.
Like more demure, I don't know. I can't think of the it's funny because I can't think of it as we're doing a fucking podcast, whatever. But I can't think of the exact word. But there was something about it that it reminds me of when people from, from over there, from the UK, when they take their jobs. But all jokes aside, you've seen Daredevil. No, you've seen Daredevil.
That's the next episode, Matt.
That's the next episode. You're right. Yeah. No. So you've seen Daredevil. The guy that plays Daredevil, he's British. So, but
right.
I couldn't tell at first, but he said something on the rooftop to Claire, and the way he said it, I was like, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, I knew it.
Right.
It was like I knew
You've been outed, British Daredevil.
Basically, you British Daredevil. No, it's a Scooby-Doo episode. Wait a minute, British Daredevil, you're Union Jack. So I love Union Jack. I've read like a few comics with him, but anyway, So with Rosa, I have no problem with Rosa Parks or her depiction. I feel like the guy who played Martin Luther King was very skinny, but to be fair, this was earlier on in his life, I imagine. But still, he was very skinny to be King. I was like, okay. Also, I loved Ryan just being like, thank you for talking about my loss, Martin Luther King. Would you still like that tea? Yes, Rosa Parks. Like, he's just sitting there like, I get to say all this out loud. Holy shit.
Right.
But, so that was nice. One thing, too, I forgot that she said she was married, and I didn't realize she had, like, friends home either. So when she's like, you want to come in for some tea? I was like, I don't know if I want to see Ryan fuck Rosa Parks. I was like, I don't know if I want to see, because, like, it would just be odd. He would just be, like, talking to the doctor, like, what happens if I get intimate with Rosa Parks? And she's just like, Ryan. And then, like, Graham's behind him, and he's like, Ryan. He's like, oh, my God, Graham, I'm sorry. And Graham's just like, your nan would be so proud. Like, I don't know. I don't know how that would have gone. I forgot. What?
No, I just, oh, God.
So that's thankfully when she was like, this is my husband. I'm like, right. She says Mrs. Okay, yes. They're married.
Yeah.
By the way, another thing, too, that really I thought, by the way, one thing, too, I thought, like, everyone was going to jail within the first 5 minutes. Here's why.
Right.
But here's why. Even with the whole, like, oh, you touched my wife, you touched a white woman, even putting that aside, even putting that aside, which, holy shit, right? But here's the thing. Having Graham say, hey, excuse me, I'm sorry, this is my grandson. White dude was like, well, my white brain is broken. Like, you guys are really not from around here, are you? But no, that was just, ooh. Like, that first 5 minutes, I was like, even putting aside the fact that he touched her, which obviously it's like, Jesus Christ, how far we've come. But also the fact that he was just like, yeah, no, this is my child. That's allowed here, right? That's my grandchild. That's, like, cool here, right? I was like, oh, y'all going to jail, like, now.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you're right. I did not think about it that way, but you're right. Yeah. That would have been interesting. Just the beginning of the episode, they're all in the jail cell. Doctor's like, all right, I've been through this before. You've been in jail before, doctor? Come on.
Yes. Right.
Yes. Multiple times. And I've broken out. Multiple times. It's okay.
I thought she...
in prison for false charges anyway.
By the way, I thought she hid both Yasmin and Ryan in the hotel room. I didn't realize that they were just like, oh, shit, we hear shit going down. We should probably go, like, outside. There's a window, like, right here. Because she hid the writing on the wall. So, after hiding the writing, I was like, oh my God, she hid them too. And it's just like, no, they kind of got away. And then they had that moment that more television shows need that moment just so that people watching are like, oh wow, I can't believe these characters or these, reflections of people actually go through that. Because you and I know people go through that because we have friends that tell us like, yeah, man, this shit happens. It sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we know that happens, but there are people out there that legitimately don't know, or if there's kids watching this, which there definitely is because it's freaking Doctor Who, they can go, oh, wow, I go through that too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a really nice moment, and I'm glad they had a moment like that where they could describe.
Because that's the thing,
and even just the idea, it's like, wow, I couldn't imagine living, through this time period either. Like, it's, you get enough shit nowadays, even still, but it's like wrapping your mind around just how racist things really were in that time period, and it's boggling these days. Like,
yeah, no, it's just something as simple as because looking at this from a New York perspective slightly, having someone grab your significant other's arm would be like, yo, get off of her. Why are you touching her? But back then it's like, why are you touching her? And I'm like, you know what? I actually agree with this man. Because he's black. Whoa, man, I do not agree. We just changed the whole fucking... I agreed. Why did he randomly touch your wife? Well, yeah, because he's black. No, it's because he's another human. No,
because
white men can touch my wife.
Hands or something
that's
that she
weird.
Dropped, but
yeah,
me.
Exactly. No, yeah, that's another thing too, by the way. It just stops you from being a good Samaritan. Like, well, fuck me.
Yeah.
All right then.
It made me think about, the line he says, it's like, it's a good thing my nan told me, how to hold my temper, because otherwise I would have knocked him out. I'm like, I would have loved to see that because he would have deserved it, but at the same time, you're right. It's best you didn't.
But that's the thing, that it's not even just a thing where, of course, we would want him to, knock him out. But that's something that multiple people of color talk about throughout, the U.S., not just back then, but now. If I do not, either I look like a stereotype of an angry, black man or black woman, but also the fact, if... just this idea of if I punch him, all of a sudden it's just like, whoa, why would you do something like that? It's just like, he just said that to me. Yes, but which by the way, of course, we're not going to say someone should resort to violence. However, he did put his hands on him as well, of course, so it would have been self-defense. But the idea of, if he had punched him, it'd be like, whoa, how dare you? It's like he slapped me. It's like, as he's allowed to. Nowadays, it wouldn't be said out loud like that, but the mentality, sadly, with some people is still there. Of he's allowed to do that to you, but why are you hitting him back? You shouldn't be able to do... We should not counteract violence with violence. And it's like, of course I believe that, but, Ryan would be defending himself at that point. You just got open-handed slap. Open-handed slap for trying to return a glove. Nope. So yeah. But I wanted to talk about. By the way, you okay? Because I heard the phone click, and I was like, oh God, we just talked about The Ring. I don't need to deal with this shit.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay, good. Because I heard a little click, or and I'm like, nope, no, I'm done. Goodbye, everybody. Click. I am fucking out.
Well, man, it's already too late at that point. She's coming for you.
That's true. But I would look at her and be like, and you're going to interrupt this episode? You're a racist. And she's like, whoa, man. Whoa, man. Because some newer fans might not know, I usually have the episodes on in the background just to kind of jog my memory if any little scenes or moments come up, and I'm like, that one on the podcast. So it's playing right now. So I'd be like, wow. I can't believe that you're a racist, girl from The Ring. She's like, whoa, not cool. Oh, by the way, you know who really liked this episode?
Who?
White supremacists. They just loved it. They were like, wow, this episode is really showing what's wrong in this country right now. Either way. Well, no, it's just one of those things where, I actually hoped that they didn't. But no, it's one of those things where, I just looked at this episode and I was like, oh, I hope this pisses, a few people off.
Oh,
the shitty people.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'd be like, Doctor Who is not the show for you. Please leave.
But but one thing I want to mention though. So we talk about things that we liked. Let's talk about some things that we didn't like. Actually, no, it's gonna coincide with something we actually liked. So fuck. That new guy. Who the fuck is this dude? What's his name? Garbanzo? What the fuck is his name again? Garza? It's like Garso. Oh fuck. Garcon? No, it's not his name. But I love his look. So I have that leather jacket. I fucking love his leather jacket. I love his hair. I like that what was his name? Crosco, thank you. I love that he seems to be someone who's going to be a thorn in the Doctor's side from now on. But
right.
It's one of those things where I don't have a problem with him necessarily. It's just something that Doctor Who sometimes tends to do where, like, they do this thing where, okay, so, and I try to have suspension of disbelief. I mean, that's what I try to do it with every show, but sometimes it doesn't work. And in this case, this is one of those where it doesn't work. Because I understand he has the neural inhibitor, he can't kill people. I totally get that. It's the same, like, reasoning behind, why can't the Doctor just, like, go to tomorrow right before Rosa Parks gets on the bus and help her out there? Well, because the Doctor, quote-unquote, can't drive the TARDIS. Or the TARDIS is like, no, you have to stay for the whole duration. You'll see why. I get it. Like, I guess maybe because that one has been done over and over and over. Like, I get it.
Yeah. Also, the idea of inserting yourself into a certain time period too many times.
Right.
Like,
that has been brought up as well. Yes.
Like
that's
being
not,
so
that's
close
not
to each other, because you run the risk of running into yourself too, and then that's a whole other bag of worms.
Well, no, but I'm saying that she would and they would get in the TARDIS, go into tomorrow, and not come back. Like, they would go to the exact moment to see if everything's okay. But then there'd, of course, there'd be no episode. And again, she, quote-unquote, can't drive the TARDIS. And again, that's something that's been done for so many years. I think we've gotten used to it. But the idea that you introduce this new guy, the neural inhibitor means that he can't kill Rosa Parks. But apparently he's seemingly either a racist or he just wants to fuck with things. So it's like, you have a device, and he has the whole time, that can displace things and put them into different time periods. Why not just do that to Rosa Parks?
Well,
I'm sorry.
He might have also been under orders, because he's obviously not the mastermind. He's just a hired gun.
I don't think he's either one. I just think he's a dick. Like,
no,
I just think he's a time-traveling dick.
Definitely hired gun. Because you know why?
Tell me.
Because the prison, well, okay, here's the thing. He has a time vortex manipulator. He has all this tech. He's from Stormcage, which me and Anthony Toto were talking about it as we watched this episode. That's the same prison that Jack was in, as in Jack Harkness. And I'm pretty sure this guy is probably with the same association that Jack was a long time ago.
But I thought Jack wasn't an asshole. Like, I thought he was just... I thought he was doing nice things through time. Or I thought he was also... he was
kind of just looking out for himself. Like the first episode where Rose and the Ninth Doctor meet him, he's trying to sell things. And it's just... He's a con artist. Like, he only becomes a better person after meeting them, basically. So
no, and I just remembered.
And even Jack says, I think it was the Time Association, something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that sounds more official than this dude just kind of like.
Well, that's the thing.
Being
no, Jack says, I worked with them, not really my style. Like, he doesn't go into detail, but they're kind of shady. Like, a lot of the stuff seemed to be they would go back in time or forward in time, find something worth selling, sell it to whoever wanted it, and kind of fuck with the time stream that way. Because this guy even says, one dialogue that's highlighted, and I love this line too. Carrasco asked her, blue box in the alley, is it a TARDIS? And, the doctor goes, might be. What's it to you? Says, well, it could be worth a lot. She goes, nah, not that one. Second hand, huge mileage, one careless owner.
I love it. That one, that killed me. Yeah. So, all right, that's fair. But he also seems like he's a racist, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
He definitely is.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about that. I have no problem with saying that racism is pervasive even in the future, because I feel as if racism is something that we can never fully get rid of. We can only try to contain. But
we definitely had episodes of Doctor Who previous where you see other civilizations where, that was still a thing.
Of course. My only confusion is that, I mean, I don't know if his accent is British because he's just like another actor. Yeah,
right.
or if they're trying to make it seem as if he's from the future of Earth and he's still a super racist. And again, like I don't know. But I don't know either. And that's the thing. Like I would feel, I don't know. Like it just feels weird that he's just like, I'm gonna fuck with Rosa Parks. Granted, the idea of the episode is beautiful. Like I love educational episodes. Not everyone has to be like that, because episode 4 immediately is about giant spiders in the UK. It's Doctor Who,
Well, because it's also the idea that I think it's an interesting take because it's very subtle. Just the idea that he's there to nudge history. He's not there to destroy the past. He's there to just nudge it a little bit in the wrong direction and have it go off on a completely different tangent. So my idea is that, like, there's multiple guys like him seeded throughout the past by a bigger organization, and they're just looking to nudge history in these little important parts here and there, and that ultimately it will have a huge effect on the future.
Right.
But not
so two things.
Not like going back in the past and like enslaving humanity like the Daleks or something, like some big big commotion.
So I do get it. But there's two things. One, if they just only gave him the vortex manipulator and never gave him a device that could actually put people in other time periods, then I'd be okay with it. Because at that point,
the idea. They didn't want to necessarily remove her from her time period, because that would be too much. I feel like that would that would register too hard on like some, I don't know,
galactic time travel.
Yeah, exactly.
You remember those?
Like the time.
Do you remember those
around right now? But like that would be too much of an impact too quickly, and people would catch on to that and be like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here?"
You remember that robot from fucking 11's time that just transformed into other people and just kind of fixed time anomalies? I feel like they would have an issue with this.
Oh,
like if Rosa Parks,
people
I forgot
the robot, but it was a human suit, basically.
Yeah. Imagine if like Rosa Parks is removed from history. Do you remember Rosa Parks? Yeah. History does not.
No.
We need to do something about this. But the thing is, I don't know. Like, first of all, they'll never mention them again, and that's another problem I have with Doctor Who. Like, I'm not saying everything needs to be a callback, but like, sometimes they introduce shit that now I'm kind of sitting here like, really? Are we never gonna? That's like a big well, because my thing is this, right? That was the first thing. Was like, But, like, no, because my thing was this, right? Okay, we're never going to have they shouldn't have had the vortex thing, because I feel like that's just cosmic cheat codes. It's like Dragon Balls.
I mean, that's kind of how the Doctor looks at it, too.
Yeah. And then the second thing, too. Yeah, no, it is. And the second thing, too, is that it's, okay, I know that the Doctor does things for good, but it's just one of those things where if you don't say out loud, hey, I do the same thing, but I try to help people, okay? It just looks really odd if it's just like, I'm trying to mess with time. How fucking dare you? What do you do, Doctor? I sell Girl Scout cookies. No, Doctor, you go around and you fuck with time to do good.
The Doctor doesn't fuck with time. The Doctor puts back together everything else that's been fucked with.
Nope. That is 100% inaccurate. Not all of it, not 100%, but that's like
Okay.
70%
So she accidentally lent her phone to Elvis, and then that phone got passed off to somebody else, like 40 years before it was supposed to be invented. Okay.
First of all, it was not somebody else. It was Frankie, baby. How fucking dare you?
Right,
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Right, Frank Sinatra, right.
No, not that.
Who he gave the phone off to.
Because that guy, quote-unquote, won tickets to Vegas, which apparently she made actually happen. So that guy actually went with his wife to Vegas to see Sinatra, which is kind of cute.
I hope so, because for a second there I thought they were just kind of like, well, we got to fix history. Sorry, bro, we're going to fuck with your life a little bit.
I thought they were until she said, yeah, well, apparently he gave the phone to Sinatra. And I was like, oh, that's actually really cute. She called, and she maybe thought it would be Elvis, and fucking Sinatra answered. And she's like, all right, fine.
You'll do.
But no, but seriously, though, what I was trying to get at, though, is not that. I mean more so like, yes, sometimes things are fucked with outside forces. Of course. I mean, the Daleks, for fuck's sakes. But other times, things are set right. But the thing is, no one ever said that they weren't set wrong in the first place, as in, if the Doctor comes in and saves a group of people, even if it's like, I'm talking about like 5 people, those people could have been set to die, but the Doctor came in and saved them. Now, it's doing things for the good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that, like, she comes in and messes with time. Yeah, right? Matt, Pompeii was like thousands of years ago. No, but I'm just saying that she comes in and saves. Yeah, right? I'm just saying that it's good that she's saving people. I'm not going to sit here and be like the show should just end. No, but it's a little odd where it's just like he shouldn't be messing with time. And it's like, again, he can't kill Rosa Parks. Granted, that's a huge moment in history, and I'm not trying to downplay it, like by him not like trying to get her to not have to actually have a seat on the bus and not actually, get arrested. But the thing is that like, the Doctor messing with time all the time. It just felt odd that it was just like, hey, we have to stop him from messing with time. And I was like, that's what the show is about. But yeah, I mean, it would be interesting though if he's working with other people. I just saw him as like a rogue dickhead. But like if he's working with other people, that'd be nice.
I don't think he's rogue. Like, I don't know if it's the Time Association, like, directly, maybe, but, like, there's somebody pulling some strings behind the scenes, and I can't wait to see, because this feels like an overarching plot to me. Not him specifically, maybe, although he may be more important now because Ryan sent him further back into the past. Like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like that's going to bite them in the ass super hard later on. Granted, he doesn't have his pet with him, but still.
Bruh, I cannot fucking wait.
Somebody in the past that doesn't belong there is never a good thing.
No, when they do episode 9 and 10, he's probably going to be in both. Like, he's going to be, I don't even know what it's going to be yet, and if you guys know, please don't spoil down below. Fake spoil, I've talked about this before. You can fake spoil everything. I would love to hear your fake spoilers. I loved it when they met Sam from Quantum Leap. Like, I love fake spoilers, but I would imagine, though, this guy is going to appear in this season. I don't know if they would wait a full season to bring him back, and I think they're going to go into the past, like, in episode 7, and he's just going to be like, you motherfuckers. Hey, look who it is.
Well, because that was the funny part. Me and Anthony kind of looked at each other, and it's like, all right, Ryan, that was great. Like, nice job getting him out of the way. But this probably would have been the moment where it would have been highly appropriate for you to just punch him in the face and knock him out and throw him in a back alley somewhere. Because sending him further back in time is probably going to have terrifying repercussions.
Yeah, you should probably send him to the future, because that's future Ryan's problem.
Well, okay.
Literally.
Literally. It's funny, I was thinking of that too, but I wasn't thinking of it that way. I was thinking, I doubt you could mess with stuff as much if you sent him to the future, but...
Well, it depends. If you send him to, you have to send him to, 2019. But if you send him to, No, because that's in the future. But if you send him to like 3000, it's like he probably can find the tech to come back immediately. So it's a balance.
Sure.
It's a balance. You have to send him to like the future, but not like the super future. Like send him to farther than your future, but not far enough that the tech is available for him to be a dick.
Right.
Just kind of somewhere in there. But no, he's definitely going to fuck with things hard.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like that would be a really cool overarching plot for this series or this season. Just multiple agents like sprinkled throughout time, just nudging little things here and there, just to tweak history like so much, but in little spots here and there that no one really notices until it's far too late. And in the future, everything's completely different. Like, I find that a really cool concept.
It is. The only thing that's a problem is, are they all going to be racist? Like, is one of them going to be like, I swapped out Michael Jackson with a white guy? Like, is that what's going to happen? Like,
no, I don't think that's going to be it.
That specific plot, or that they're all going to be racist?
Yes.
Thank you. I was like, the answer he's looking for is yes to both. No, because I don't know, man. Like, because the thing is, I have no, okay, so one thing I would like to say, though, I'm happy that there wasn't, like, a racist alien. Now, I know there technically was a racist alien, but I mean, like, some, like, really big, like, Lovecraftian monster that's just like, I don't want black people to vote. Like, I'm really happy that didn't happen.
Right.
Because I was
really
super
know
nervous.
whether this guy is human or not, technically, either. But
he's humanoid.
He's not, right, exactly.
So
humanoid enough where this
serious.
This hang-up is, like, not completely out of, like, left field, I guess.
For real life. Like, it wouldn't be left field for Doctor Who, but it would make it seem like, even though it would be a serious moment for Doctor Who if he was like a Lovecraftian nightmare, it would still be something that would seem like a joke in a way.
Yeah.
And it would also and it would take away from the fact that humanity itself does not need any help being racist. They don't need help.
It's already bad enough. We're trying to work on it.
Exactly. And also, I loved how Ryan said, we're going to move on to the next episode soon, don't worry, but, like, I loved how Ryan said, Rosa Parks isn't going to fix racism, because that's something that definitely needs to be said. Like, Obama didn't fix racism. He helped. I'm not going to say Obama did not help. Of course, there were problems with some of Obama's policies, but we're not going there because that's not what this podcast is about. But, like, we're not saying that Obama's perfect, basically, but we're saying that, hey, Obama did help, but he didn't just cure racism. That's not how. Yeah, Obama wasn't like, I'm playing a healer and I cure racism. Like, that's not what the fuck he did.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction, and it's a piece of the puzzle. Like, you get a little better each time, but it's not going to magically make the problem disappear. Yeah.
By the way, I referenced D&D, so I deserve some kind of pat on the back, Tristan.
Oh my God, yes, good job.
Obama played a healer. That was like a D&D reference. You're welcome, Tristan.
Anyway,
so I I don't play D&D, but so what I want to say though, so I have to admit I would be interested if it's a league of some type. I just also worry about like the whole thing of like, have they fucked with time already? What are they fucking with? Why are they fucking with it? Like, I know they want to sell shit. That's fine. Like, I'm cool with the whole, I want to sell some shit. And, in a war, and with Jack, it was like, hey, in a war zone, no one's going to fucking notice me because they're trying to fight each other. Fair. But this guy had, like, a really weird purpose. And, again, I say weird because if he's not an Earthling, I don't know why he was calling Ryan your kind, unless that's anti-Earthling and not anti. That would be interesting. Yeah,
well,
like, I didn't mean.
That's another thing.
Oh, you got.
That's another thing. Me and Anthony were thinking about. It's like, wait, did he mean that in the sense of you're of color and I don't like you, or the fact that you're an Earthling and I don't like you?
Right, because why would he want to mess? Like, I just don't understand why he wants to mess with with the timeline. Like, he wants to, because I thought it was, if I changed the Rosa Parks thing, little things here and there would be okay, and then like he calculated somehow, or someone calculated for him, you wouldn't be in prison. Like the prison would never exist, or some weird shit like that. Like the architect would have never been born. Like some weird shit like that, you know? That's what I thought it was. I thought it was like this will help me never even get into prison, so I'll have a better life murdering people, and I wouldn't have this neurotransmitter in my neck, so I can murder more people. I don't know if it's like he's part of a bigger thing, but you're right though. It does, like, it ties into Jack's story, part of it, very well.
Yeah.
Like too good. It's too good.
I know, and
I
know it's been stated technically by the head writer right now that there aren't going to be any callbacks. But like, dear God, I want to see Jack. Like, come on, you can fudge this little bit one time, please.
I gotta be real. We don't, even though I want to see him, we don't even have to see him. Just a reference to that association that was randomly brought up once, to me, is not a huge enough callback to be like, oh, well, we can't have that callback. It's like, what? Another thing too, like, I don't know, like, I have no problem with that small callback if it even, is one. But I think the reason why it felt to me like his cameos or his appearances were a little odd is because it's just like, it came off as like a wascally wabbit kind of thing, where it's just like, oh, like, we made sure to do this. Like, it was like the weirdest cat and mouse game where it's like, we made sure to get this guy Elvis tickets so everything is okay. And it's like, oh no, but he destroyed the bus, you wascally wabbit you. And it's just like, wait, somebody murders somebody. Like, I feel like a dick.
I'm okay with that. Because I feel like the next episode goes back to that formula. It's like, well, hey, unnamed person that we see for the first time at the beginning of a Doctor Who episode. Oh, God, you're going to die.
Yeah. I'm not even saying that they had actually, I don't want this guy to get killed, because I have to admit I want to see new recurring villains. I do like that. Yeah. I just meant it more like I'm just not a big fan of a cat and mouse game in a show that has really fucking high tech in it. Like, I
kind of like the cat and mouse because it was interesting.
Okay, no, let me explain. All right. I like, okay, Ellen Light had a very interesting cat and mouse game, in my opinion, from Death Note. But if one of them had like a super high-tech laser gun of some kind, I'd be like, that can detect truth and lies. I'd be like, wait, are we still doing this, though? Are we still doing, like, the, are you really Kira? It's like, just press the beep boop button and you'll know if he's fucking Kira. So in this case, because the tech is so advanced that they have, because it's a sci-fi show, it just felt like that's another problem, too, by giving the Doctor all this cool high-tech shit. Like, it's hard for the Doctor to be less, like, to be more sleuth Batman when she's, I have all the tech Batman. Granted, I don't know where the tech is. All that could have been destroyed by the TARDIS, like, just changing itself up. In fact, she might not know where all the other tech is. But with the screwdriver, she could tell that he had the neural transmitter, which was interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Like, again, I don't hate the episode. I just think that the educational parts were beautiful, and I want them to come, back to Doctor Who again, because if anyone doesn't know, if anyone's like, no, but this episode was the worst because Doctor Who was never like this, it actually was when it first started out. An episode where they were learning about cavemen. Yes, they went to Daleks pretty soon, to be fair, but the fourth serial was about the French Revolution.
Right.
Like, they've gone into the past to learn about the past in early Who, just like they went into the future to see some really weird shit with plunger arms, like, who are like, we're going to exterminate. Like, they've done both. They kind of went away from the educational stuff, but heck, even Tennant, they had the episode where they saw Shakespeare, and Shakespeare was like, amour, and it was like, yo, you don't fucking say that word.
Yeah.
Because he said it to, oh, come on, I know her name.
Yeah.
His Tennant's second companion, after Rose. Martha.
Martha.
Thank God.
Yeah. It's okay.
You also forgot it, too?
I love her character. Why am I blanking on the name? Fuck.
It's like the Donna thing. You're like, why am I blanking? You remember Martha? Your eyes just start to fucking explode. Your brain explodes.
Yeah.
No, but by the way, earlier on when you were talking about like there's multiple men and they're going to be through time and they're going to each be messing with time, I'm like, you sound like Yasmin's dad talking about conspiracies.
But he was right.
But he was right. She was right. And by the way, so that episode, I have to say though, I really did enjoy.
Right.
Oh my God, yeah, that was really funny. But I also have to say I love that episode as well, and the reason why I enjoyed it is because of the fact that even though we went back to something that just seems normal for Doctor Who, like, oh yeah, these are some, these are things that are clearly not supposed to be here. I liked that for once it wasn't alien in nature.
Right.
It was like, oh, you guys are polluting shit, and your pollution has caused giant spiders. Good job, dumbass.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy that for once it wasn't like, oh no, what alien is it this time? Because the thing is, for anyone that's like, but that's not Doctor Who. But Doctor Who can be anything so long as it's sci-fi and they're going to different time periods. I would argue if you want to hate something this episode is the fact that they went back to the same exact time that they left, only 30 minutes later. Granted, they needed to have that episode eventually, so I'm happy they got it out of the way now. But still, I would argue that's the most egregious thing of like, you went back to the present day. You can go anywhere in time, and you went back to the present. Like, that would be the one thing. But to say, like, if anyone's out there like, oh, no, but I want it to be alien, not about human pollution. Well, sorry. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what to say about it exactly. If some people didn't like the Trump reference, I guess I get that as well. But at the same time, I'm happy that this guy wasn't like he was a Trump stand-in a sense, but he wasn't Trump exactly. In fact, it's funny because he's like, oh, I hate Trump. And it's just like, interesting. Like they acknowledge.
Don't ever mention that name around me.
Exactly.
But
I know. But the way he fired Yasmin's mom at the beginning was also kind of funny because he said, you're fired.
You could even hear it in his voice when he was talking about how he was so great at running hotels. I'm like, why does this sound familiar? Oh, right.
Yeah, no, he clearly was a Trump stand-in. And I understand if some people are like, look, I don't know if I want that. And to be fair, I will admit I wasn't a big fan of when the 12th Doctor mentioned Trump randomly because I was like Bill was there. And I was like, I feel like we can stay away from that. But this guy, I'm okay with it because it's funny how he's like, oh, I don't want to be – I don't like Trump, and that's why I'm running. And it's just like, but you okay.
Yeah.
Like, so that's funny. And also because he doesn't have to just be Trump. He can just be a pompous American businessman, which some will be like, but that's Trump. It's like, no, but there were other pompous American businessmen. It's not just Trump isn't the only pompous dude who runs hotels,
True. Yeah.
I know that people will say that he is the stand-in. I get it. But, like, they acknowledge that he exists, so he doesn't have to be, like, that universe's Trump, which is good.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the change in special effects where when they were going through time it was cavernous and not, Star Warsian?
Yeah, that was...
I don't like it.
That was so weird. I mean, it was interesting, but I still kind of love the stars warping past and, just tunnels of blue, but you're basically the Doctor right now. You've redecorated. I don't like it. Although, granted,
the older Doctors.
You've it's redecorated. I love it.
Also, was it just me, or did the TARDIS look the same in this episode? The colors were off because there was the redesign, and it didn't look like it was redesigned in episode 4, or even 3 for that matter. Because it looked turquoise in episode 2. When we saw it on that planet with the moons, and it was like, oh my God, you've changed up. The TARDIS looked turquoise.
I did not notice.
But that's why she said, oh my God, you've changed. And then when she went in, of course, the whole thing was like a fucking honeycomb commercial. Doesn't it look like a beehive in there?
I mean, sort of, but it's really crystalline too.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I just think it's way too small, and I think maybe they used better camera angles this time, or maybe everyone was like leaning down. But I feel like if everyone's standing up normally and they do like a shot like they did in episode 2, where they just panned out and showed everyone walking in, it looks like he's so tiny. Like the TARDIS is just so small. Like I'm kind of sitting there and I'm like, why is it like my family? As a short person, my family could fit in that TARDIS just fine. We're short, but like. I feel like you would just be like, it doesn't seem like it's bigger on the inside. I don't know. I'm just saying, panning out, it looks like a small TARDIS, but we already talked about that last time. Oh God, Graham dealing with grief. That was such an interesting representation of grief, because to me, from what I've experienced, that's how it feels. Like you're just going about your day.
Oh yeah.
And if you're in a place that they've been in, or you live with them or something like that, they'll just pop up in your head, just either giving you advice or something like that. And it has just happened to him, like everything else was a distraction, but this is the first time he's actually been back to the apartment since without her. And it hurt. Like it really hurt, but it was good.
And then you find a giant fucking spider.
Which I was wondering if the webs were causing. Like I actually thought the web was gonna like have some weird mind effect where she was gonna be like, "So, sweetie, how are you doing?" And I was gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is the spiders."
Ooh.
But no,
they
took a very, like I said, a less alien sci-fi approach and more of a humans are fucking up sci-fi approach.
Right.
Which I don't think there's a problem with that because, again, humans do fuck up with pollution. Of course, they just went the sci-fi route of, and that's what makes the spiders big. Because, But still, what was really funny is just Yasmin interacting with her family in general because, like, I like that it wasn't anything abusive. They're just kind of annoying.
Kind of a normal family.
Yeah, no, because, like, certain Doctor Who families, it's, like, rough.
Yeah.
Like it's not like child abuse necessarily, but like it's just like, ooh, like I see why you don't want to be with your family. In this case it's like, yeah, no, the sister's annoying, but like it's nothing like
the sister's annoying, the dad goes into conspiracy theories and apparently
a bad cook.
Great, but also doesn't cook great at the same time. And then the mother's kind of always asking, like, "Oh, are you seeing someone? Are you with someone? Why won't you tell me?" Yeah.
Well, I will admit, while that is true with the mom, I have to say though, when you randomly bring 3 people into just to be like, "Oh yeah, we're picking you up from work." Oh, I've never met these people, and you're an introvert. You work all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who are these people?
You never bring people home. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, like, you are going to ask, like, it's funny that she went for the doctor first. I was like, oh, that mom is actually really sweet. Like, are you two seeing each other? Yeah. And the doctor's like, are we? And I'm like, God damn it.
The reaction was fucking beautiful. I don't think we are. Are we? And she's just like, can we not have this conversation right now?
No, the best thing was Yasmin saying, Yasmin said, no, we're not. And the doctor's face was like, well, fine, I could do better.
Oh, God.
It was on her face, and I loved it. But then, of course, it was like, are you and him together to Ryan? And it was just like, no.
No.
But, the sister was funny. So you two, no, we're just mates. We went to primary school together. She's like, oh, that's good. And Ryan's like, wait a minute.
Wait. What?
Does not compute.
Doctor, don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone with them.
But that was funny. So it's just nice to have a family that's just normal in Doctor Who. Like, I don't know, maybe to me they just didn't seem quirky and odd. I know it's like, but the dad talked about conspiracy theories. But what parent isn't like, the government is screwing you over in this way? And like sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. It's just, in this case, he was right. But normally it's just them being bad with trash on trash day,
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be some big government thing, although it's funny that this time it was. But still, like, the family didn't seem quirky and odd. Like, here's the thing, right? Matt, what family are you thinking of? I'm thinking about Rose's mom. And when I think about Rose's mom, she wasn't abusive, but she was very, like, quirky.
Right.
So, like, when looking at, Martha's family wasn't terrible. Donna's family was a little abrasive, other than, of course, Wilfred.
I mean, Martha's, like, her dad and mom were split, and they were kind of having odds, so that was kind of
yes.
rough.
Yeah, it was. But it wasn't, like, they weren't, like, terrible, because I'm thinking Amy's, I'm trying to think of, like, Amy and Rory's, Rory's dad loved Rory's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just nice to see a family dynamic of just, like, like, mom, dad, sister. Just normal.
Yeah, right. And then, yeah.
Yeah. But what I was trying to get at, though, was it was just nice to see around the end of the episode, and we'll talk about everything in the middle, of course, but at the end of the episode, it was nice to see the doctor actually going through everything with a companion, because I felt like that hasn't happened in a while. Like, I felt like it's always been, for a while, it felt like it was companion going through shit with doctor saying, do you want to travel with me? Companion going, why would I never want to? And then the companion doesn't leave until their untimely death, and the doctor becomes just like the dude who is changing time up. The only difference is, I'm doing it to protect my friends. Doctor, you shot a Time Lord. I did, but he was going to regenerate. It's like, Doctor, Jesus Christ. But still, being serious here, though, the fact that it feels like, maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like with Amy, it was just like, yeah, no, come on board. Don't do that weird stuff with me, because I'm pretty sure you're getting married in the morning, but, like, come on board. Wow, how can I forget her name? Clara. It's because I thought of all of her other aliases. So with Clara, it's like, hey, you helped save me, sort of. Anyway, come on board. You know the drill. I will know the drill until you regenerate, and then I won't know anything. Excellent. And so it feels as if here she's just like, guys, die. Or, at the best, you will be completely different people when you get back.
Yeah. No, that was nice that she kind of, like, she was happy that they were like, we want to come with you. She's like, wait a minute. I have to be responsible. You might die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get that. Okay. Just
when I think
of that beforehand.
And what's great, too, is that I feel like these three companions, and look, we don't know how it's going to end yet, but I feel like these three companions will eventually say, you know what? I've had enough, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to say one day, you know what? It's been very fun traveling with you, Doctor, but I think I've gotten over everything, and I have to go back to my everyday life.
Right.
Not, why would I want to be a police officer anymore? I just ran away from Space Plunger exterminating things. I never want to do anything real ever again. It's like, that's not healthy. That's actually not fucking healthy.
Right.
Like, but it's like, it's not healthy to, like, it's nice to be like, I want to go on vacation, right? Or like, oh, I want to take a year off. I want to travel the world. But, like, eventually, you have to come back and deal with your life.
Right.
You can't just be like, I'm going to travel forever. It's just like, but you're putting yourself in dangerous situations and you're not dealing with the fact that you have responsibilities when you get home. What responsibilities? I'll die out here. Woo! It's like, that's bad. That's not a good thing. Like, we shouldn't be sitting there like, yay, they're doing everything for each other. It's just like, that's not good. Like, there are limits.
Right.
So I feel like these three are going to eventually just be like, you know what, Doc, I'm good. And that's going to be a fun time. Like, it's going to be sad because they're going to leave, but I'm sure the doctor will stop by during her time as, the doctor and be like, hi, how you doing? You know?
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed that when, Yaz had said, you want to come in for tea? And the doctor was like, looking for an excuse to stick around. And it's like, yes, I love tea. I want to come in for tea. I'm like, wow, none of the other doctors would have been like, no, I hate that. I'm leaving.
I don't think everyone, but I think that they
No.
won't. Well, it's interesting. They don't like the small
Right.
talk
I mean,
like
I feel
she
like-
does. But
Yeah, I feel like 11 probably would have went in like, yeah, sure, why not?
oh my God, just 11. Just you remember that scene with 11. Just that's right. Should I astral project my clothes onto them? Are you saying they all think you're naked right now? And then
Yeah.
the grandma, are we going to still play Twister?
Oh my God.
It's one of my that's one of my favorite scenes of 11, funnily enough, because it was that, and then even before that, where it's just like, am I going to be your boyfriend? No, you're not. Well, fine then. Like, it's like, well, with that kind of attitude, I can see why, it's like, you're not going to get a boyfriend. It's like, no, doctor, please. Because it was like, because it was a scene with, I think it was, Christmas Day dinner, where it was just like, ding, he was like, doctor, you're going to be my boyfriend. Ding dong. And I was like, God damn it. So that scene was funny. So, like, I think, you're right, 11 would do something like that. Like, oh, tea's great. How is tea? What's tea? What kind of tea? So, yeah, I enjoyed her trying to find a reason to stay. That was nice. Also because she probably wouldn't have been able to leave. TARDIS would have been like, no, actually, there are spiders.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's
this
shit
is what's going
down
on.
here. I need you to find out what the fuck's going on.
Yes. One thing that confused me, I thought at first, us looking at it, it felt like, oh God, all of those people are dead, right? But then when the doctor looked at them, it was like, oh, they're being stored for food, but they're not eating them. And I'm like, so are they suffocated and dead, or is it like a Majin Buu situation?
Right.
And if anyone doesn't know, Majin Buu could absorb people. Dragon Ball Z could absorb people, and they could technically be pulled from his body, and they'd be fine, and then the energy would not be taken from Buu. Now, obviously, they were not in anyone's body, but that's the thing. Oh, they weren't eaten; they were just webbed up. But is it like a Spider-Man web of don't worry, you'll be fine, or no, they suffocated to death?
Right.
I assume they all were suffocated to death, but then they were being really calm being around dead bodies.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I didn't know. Obviously, the woman in her apartment, I think her name was Anne. She was dead because she was there for a few days. It's she's super dead. But the Frankie, that the niece's wife, which was really funny when he's like, who are you again? I'm your niece's wife. Okay, cool. He didn't even give a shit about that. He's like, all right, sure, whatever, but don't fuck up this job.
Right.
That's how business-oriented he is. He's just I don't care if you're black, white, LGBT, I don't care any of that. It's just, are you doing the job?
Are you doing
not
the
doing
shitty job that I'm having you do to cover my ass? No,
exactly.
You're fired.
Exactly. Also, I know, businessman, and also he doesn't, okay, so he's a weird dude, this business guy. And let me explain. I understand that, he clearly loves guns, and I don't even think that's, an anti-American thing. I understand, what? You shoot things. Is that, I don't even think that's, an anti-American thing. What was weird to me is, here's what was weird to me, though, is that even though he doesn't know, giant spiders are a thing, I totally understand what sci-fi is, it's real, I get it. But why would any room have that much webbing in it? You got to assume some kids pranked you for Halloween or some shit. No, with that much web, not only are you not doing your job, but who else? Am I firing the entire staff? I feel there's someone at the head of this I should fire. How the fuck is there that much web in one room?
Well, I also feel he was so secret and also so secret, but also paranoid about everything that there aren't that many people to actually come in and clean up the mess and not have them be like, what are you doing here? You're fired. I came here to do my job. Well, someone else is going to do it for you now, and then never gets anyone else to do it for them.
Yeah, also, I guess this guy is a big, important businessman, maybe. Like, he clearly is, but I mean, like, he's really important because everyone there knew him other than the doctor, who thought he was Ed Sheeran. God damn it.
That was great.
He's running for president. Ed Sheeran? No, him. God damn it. But no, my thing is this, though. The fact that it's like, hey, I fired you. What are you still doing here? Bodyguard draws his gun. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
Jesus. Like that's to me felt like anti-American. I'm just like, we don't just pull out guns. Like dude, we have a lot of issues with.
I can see it happening very easily.
Maybe, but like at his hotel, like I gotta be honest, I've never heard a story like we've heard.
This is my property. I told you to leave.
No,
or
here's
my
the
hotel, my rules.
But you have to understand, we've heard stories. We have heard stories about Trump. A lot of different stories about Trump. But I've never heard the phrase, one of Trump's bodyguards pulled out a gun on former cleaning staff employee in Trump Hotel. You see what I'm saying? Like, even that just seems too uniquely American to be real. I'm not saying it can never happen because shit happens all the time. Like, I'm not saying that could never happen. It's just when the guy pulled out the gun, I was like, yo, are you currently the president?
Yeah.
Like as a dude who runs a bunch of hotels, we have 15 hotels across the world, and that's why my bodyguard is going to lay your ass down. Like, what? Like, dude, put down the metal. Like, put that down for a second.
And the fact that she was a police officer, too, like, granted she's not on duty, but, like, at the same time, she's like, I'm an officer. Fuck you.
Because last time I checked...
This is private property, but I'm picking up my mother so we can leave.
Yeah, am I wrong? Last time I checked, you're not allowed to have guns in the UK. I don't know if there's permits, but, like, you're not allowed to have guns over there.
I'm not sure. And I feel like this guy probably doesn't follow those rules.
Definitely. Yeah. No, because cops are allowed to, but I'm pretty sure they banned weapons to a certain degree, and that's why any terrorist attacks are usually done with, like, cars or knives. And then that also fuels into that debate that we're not talking about here. But, like, still, I thought I heard that. That's why, I mean, again, there could be, like, you know, like a bodyguard could have a license or something. Like in Japan, they have different like hunting licenses and shit. But like the way he was just packing heat, I was just like, yo, bro. I was like, dude, just fucking chill. Holy shit. It's an older woman and clearly her high school looking daughter, which I know she wasn't, but like it's kind of funny he said that because in that moment I was like, oh shit, she kind of does look like she's still like 17. Like she looked like she'd be in class.
Oh God. Oh, God, do not mention that name to me.
You know that's an audio drama now, right?
I know.
That's so funny. We've got to get Anthony on to talk about it. That'd be so funny.
He will murder you.
But seriously, though, I'll murder me first. That got really dark. And there were spiders murdering people in this episode. Oh, how did you feel about the CG for the spiders? I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was good too.
Yeah. Like, it didn't seem... Like, obviously, yes, you knew it was CG, duh, but they looked scary enough, and there was something about them that kind of blended in. Like, I know, like, the... not Occam's razor. I forgot what it was, where, like, you can kind of tell, like, okay, they're clearly not blending in 100% due to, like, you know, that fur doesn't... It's not... There's something about it that to your eye, you're like, okay, that's CG. But it wasn't like, you know, CG from like the 90s or 2000s. You know, it wasn't like the Scorpion King or anything like that. Like it was good CG. Yeah. So I did like that. The one thing though is, so we have one guy in episode 3 who seems like, you know, we're wondering if he's part of that association, et cetera, et cetera. He's going to be a recurring bad guy. Do you think this guy will be a recurring bad guy? Like, do you think if Jodie Whittaker is the Doctor in 2020, this guy will be president?
Yeah.
Like, regardless, that's the thing. Regardless of what happens to us in real life, Do you as Merkins, do you think that he will be president in their universe in 2020?
I think he might be.
Yeah, because I don't think they're just going to introduce. I mean, maybe it's just us hoping for new.
Something like that. Yeah, I feel like there'll be a reference somewhere.
Yeah, because the thing is, you and I are just we're thirsting. We're thirsty.
I suppose he couldn't do any worse than Saxon.
I was thinking the same thing, funnily enough. No, but we're thirsty for new Doctor Who villains. So, yes, we're looking at every person, and we're episode 1, we're like, I want Teeth Guy to come back. Give us more Teeth Guy.
Oh, well, that's the thing. I feel like their society is definitely a bigger player. They even might be the ones that sent, dude with the time vortex manipulator.
No.
I was thinking they might.
Nope, not at all. Because if they all look like him.
What's your theory?
No. Here's my theory. If they all look like the first guy in episode 1 because that's their race, we all have teeth on us, who fucking cares? Then I don't think they would work with a non-teeth guy. I forgot their names. No, but seriously, they're a warrior race, so they would probably just be doing their warrior race stuff on the side. Although I have to say though, it would have been nice if someone from that warrior race was in episode 2, but that would have been too close to each other. But I'm just saying that I hope that with this series, with this run with Chibnall and with Whittaker as the Doctor, I hope that they really do take down every single time they brought in a new character, and they keep on bringing them back, either in this season or in other future series, because I want them to be recurring. I would hate because I'm okay if these spiders, right? They're never going to come back, and that's okay. I'm thinking if there were any other. No, actually, that's been the only truly alien thing. Because in episode 2, they were just defense robots. But I'm okay if I'm okay if certain things never show up again. That's fine. But, monsters, because they died. Okay. But in the case of these real people that they're bringing up, what was that?
Right. The funny thing is, the spiders weren't even alien. They were actual Earth spiders, just mutated.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So I'm okay if they never come back, although it would be odd. I assume there has to be one rogue spider somewhere.
Well,
Come on.
I think they had trapped everything.
They didn't get.
I don't know what they did with that one in the apartment, but all the ones that were in the hotel, they trapped in the lock vault, and they're probably all going to go just like how the big one did, because there won't be enough oxygen in there for all of those spiders at the size that they're at. Because I don't know if you know, Matt, but just a little fun fact, a lot of insects actually have a passive respiratory system, so they don't breathe in and out like we do. They just absorb oxygen through small pores in their skin.
Oh, okay.
It kind of flows in and out. That's why the big one was suffocating in the ballroom, because there's just not enough oxygen to support it. That's why insects were so huge during the Carboniferous period, because the atmosphere was a lot more oxygen rich.
Also, I know this might sound dumb, but they outside a lot. No one's stepping on insects when there's nothing to step on. When there is no shoe, you become shoe. That became really dumb. But what I'm trying to get at here, Tristan, is that they only got the ones in the hotel. The music wasn't blasting outside the hotel to get them coming in. I don't think think spiders that could have gotten to Ireland were let's get back.
I don't know if they made it that far.
They did not. But you see where I'm coming from, though.
Yeah, I could see how one might still be out in the city, and the Doctor being oh crap, right? One got away. Shit.
That would be interesting. So yeah, I think that I don't know if the spiders will ever come back, although it makes sense they would, and for that reason, still it would just be so interesting, and it would be strange if you introduce the guy from the second episode, not the two pilots, although I would love to see them again, but the guy running that whole operation. You show him, you show the warrior race from episode 1. You then have this dick going through time who's also a racist, and you have future president, business hotel man, and none of them are ever going to show up again. Like, that would be so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be making new villains who, by the way, again, I'm falling in love with. Like, I love that, you know, certain parts of Who seem more of the same, but also in a way completely different.
Yeah.
And I like it. Because, I want, you know, this version of Who to be different and to be its own thing. Like, yes, there's certain things here and there that I admit that I'm like, guys, we've been over this before. Like, let's not act like this is, you know, like, this is brand new, or, like, it's brand new to, like, the new characters. But, like, there was some stuff, I'm trying to think of some stuff that happened in this episode that, like, the doctor said that I was like, Doctor, this is not your first rodeo, come on. But she said something. I forgot what it was in this one. Because I'm trying to remember what it was exactly, but it's not coming to my mind fresh. But she said something. I forgot what it was. Maybe it was about her tech or something, or just the tech in general. And whatever she said, I was like, that's weird that she didn't know that because she's the doctor. But yeah, sadly, it's escaping me right now. Either way, though, as we're sort of somewhat wrapping this up, I have a question for you, Tristan. Which episode did you like more?
Oh, out of these two? Ooh.
Yes.
Shit. Ah.
Would you like me to give you some time?
I guess. I mean, I don't know, because
All right.
I like them for, like, different reasons.
Me too. I'm going to go with Rosa, though, and the reason why is because even though I have issues with what's his name's motivations, I think he has more potential in the future, and I think just introducing him, it was such an interesting wrinkle in that story that I will admit I would have wanted more Rosa. I actually would have, because that episode literally is called Rosa. Like, I would have wanted more of her in a way, but I think that his inclusion also helped because, again, it would have been even if you flipped the villains, it would have been really odd if they were spiders back then. Like, it doesn't matter if you do human.
Aliens, it would have been odd.
Because here's the thing, it's still odd that he wants to interfere. It still is odd. Don't get me wrong. But it would be even more odd if it was like a straight-up alien-looking alien, like, let me explain why I want racism to succeed in the U.S. Yeah, I really would fucking want to know. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell could you possibly have invested in this?
Yeah, like, at least in this case, you do have to ask that question too, but to be fair, he may have aborted his mission completely if he could actually steal the TARDIS.
Right, yeah.
Like, at least with him, he was kind of like, look, I know I'm a racist, but first of all, I'm a businessman. Why does that make it any better? You're an asshole.
Right, yeah.
But seriously, though, I think he would have stolen the TARDIS and been like, I don't give a shit about this bus, and would have just went through time being a dick, stealing shit, and selling it on the black market, or whatever market he sells it on. But yeah, I think that's why I liked 3 more. Again, nothing wrong with 4. I just think that some of the stuff in it, I don't know, like the hotel guy didn't really interest me. I think maybe it's because, even though it would be interesting if he comes back in 2020, that actually would be fun in a way. But I don't know, something about him, and also the fact that normally it'd be like, let's not call the police, but this is that one case where it's like, all right, solve everything. But why does it seem like that guy got off the hook?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what's worse, in my opinion, like, more than, in episode 3, where, like, even though I didn't like the whole Wascally Wabbit cat and mouse game over something that can be stopped by, like, calling the time police. I don't know if there's a time police. Being like, yo, we have this dude here. What the fuck's going on? Right? Versus this episode where it's like, there are actual police. Yes, the spider thing is odd, but, like, the toxic waste stuff, like, this has to, like, some organization has to be called over this, and the doctor just acted like it wasn't her problem anymore. And it's like, no, that waste is everybody's problem. It just made those spiders. You didn't even try to get it cleaned up, doctor. Like, it's a simple phone call Like, oh, who are you
Yeah,
calling? Oh, just some old friends.
That was one thing about the episode that I kind of felt unsatisfied by. It felt like it ended too quickly. Like they didn't.
Yeah.
You don't see the hotel being like destroyed or like anything done about the toxic waste or even a call to be like, yeah, somebody's on it. And
we know
no
that it's unit, but she doesn't
because
say unit.
it was just the spiders. It's like, oh, the
Yeah.
spiders are gone now.
And what else could be down there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's right. We also experiment on giant hounds. It's like, well, now there's fucking hounds in Sheffield. The Hounds of Sheffield.
We also got this alien tech from this old vault that was out in Nevada that
it's just a bunch of shit.
Partner of this dude.
Yeah. It's just all this side. It's a bunch of shit like that, and it's just like, can we just again? I don't need her to say out loud, "I am calling Shield." This is quite literally a callback, but I don't need that. I just need her to be on the phone, say, "Yeah, no, it's me now. I know, but no, it's really. Look, come on, who else has this number? Okay, bye. Like,
yeah,
who
right,
is that?
exactly.
Oh, just some friends." She doesn't even have to say out loud that it's unit. We just know that, it's just some friends. By the way, they're going to get this whole thing sorted out. Because, we don't need to show, because it's a bit too expensive to show the hotel getting taken down or to show people coming in and out. But it doesn't take much time to just have her on the phone and to hang up the phone.
Right.
That's some important shit. Even if it's but he got out of it because it was a loophole or something. Okay, fine. But, it's very important to not, you would never have an alien threat be left unattended.
Yeah, right.
What happened to those Slovene? Right, I was supposed to tell them to leave Earth.
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this guy deserves the family of blood treatment here. I'm just saying that,
I mean, I would have been okay with that, but that's just me.
Me too, but he doesn't have to. I'm saying he deserves it. I should have been okay with it. I'm just saying that he something should have happened, if not to him, to everything surrounding him, just the set pieces surrounding him, to have then shown us that everything is A-okay for another day, because the doctor came in. All the doctor did was, all the doctor did was murder spiders. And then there was one that she was just like, whoa, I don't want to murder him like that. I want to murder him the nice way, depriving them of oxygen but giving them food until they starve. And then we have this dude who's like, I shot him. And it's like, oh, that's just cruel. It's like, so we're good with no oxygen and starvation, but shooting them is the ultimate crime. Granted, he shot it because he thought it was a threat. So it should be the focus is more on why did you shoot it was not a threat. And then he's like, it's a mercy killing. And the doctor's like, we don't do mercy killings. We just do violent ones or passive-aggressive ones. But none are – I love it. Just the other doctors, always mercy. This doctor, not mercy killings. Mercy, but not the killing kind. I don't know. It was just odd because, she literally said out loud, we're going to murder these fucking spiders. But not this one. Granted, I don't know what she would have done to talk to the spider. Granted, I would have loved to see her talk to spiders.
Yeah,
but,
I was kind of hoping for a spider translator, but, yeah.
They were, the thing is, they weren't aliens. So, they're just speaking, the TARDIS is what? They're spiders. What the fuck do you want me to do?
Right.
Oh, the sounds that they made, though, were creepy as shit. They're just spiders. Yeah, no, they're just spiders.
Harry Potter,
but
and just Ron Weasley going, follow the spiders! Follow the spiders! I swear to God, if I ever see Hagrid again, I'll kill him!
I do not remember that. I have not seen much Harry Potter. But I'll take your word for it.
Movie. Or, yeah, the second movie. Yeah, the Prisoner... No, not Prisoner. Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets. All right, it's been a while. But that's why it's been a little bit longer for me. Because I haven't seen it, I think, since it came out.
That was just one of my favorite lines. So.
That's fair. So yeah, because I'm thinking of a few other things. Anything else I might want to bring up? Yeah, I like that the doctor cares. I like that the doctor mentions that she's socially awkward because other doctors were too. They just never said it out loud, but we knew. Like, no one looked at 11 and was like, that guy is not socially awkward.
Right.
I mean, even Tennant was, like, charismatic, but, like, he still was alien.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm happy that she got to mention, in the apartment. She's like, I'm trying to do small talk. I thought I was doing a good job. It's like, no, you weren't. And she's like, well, I'm kind of socially awkward, still trying to find myself. I was like, that's actually great. Also, we do have to remember that, like, even though the doctor does seem fully, like, formed, like, finished cooking, this doctor has not had a break, seemingly.
Right.
No, like, think about it, right? Like, she regenerated, then immediately in episode 1 had to do everything without even changing, then got to change, but then in episode 2 got fucking thrown into that challenge just to get the TARDIS back, and then for episode 3 was trying to go everywhere just to get them back to their time, had to deal with everything in Rosa, and then finally, assuming that there were no other adventures in between, finally got them back to their time in episode 4.
Right.
And then fucking this happened. Like, I assume they had to have actually fallen asleep since they, stayed a night, quote unquote. But, like, this doctor has just been through so much these past 4 episodes because they've actually connected them with, like, no breaks in between, seemingly.
Right.
And I only say this because it seemed like after the 2 episodes, being in the 1950s for episode 3, like it was brand new to them. Not like they were traveling in the 1920s and, like, the 1800s. Like, oh yeah, that's normal. We were totally chilling with, like, feudal lords and shit, and we were going everywhere. Like, no, it seemed like when they stepped out to, during the Rosa episode, of course they were freaking out because they saw Rosa Parks, but also the fact that they just didn't know how to travel around in the past.
Right.
Like, it seemed like there were no, like, in-betweens where it's like, oh, no, we're in the 20s now. Great, let's go outside. Like, no, they were just trying to get them home until they finally asked, okay, doctor, really, where are we? And it was like, 56, what do you want to do about it? It's like, all right, let's go outside. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I loved how she was, like, reading the bubbles. Apparently that's something the TARDIS does now. Like, it's bubbles on the dash screen, and she's like, I think it's 1956. Right. I'm not sure, but I think it is.
Right.
But, yeah. Oh, something I didn't mention earlier. It was before, like, they went into the past so far, and I know they've done this before multiple times, but it's just so interesting that it was in the 50s before Doctor Who was even made, but really close to when Doctor Who was first made.
Right.
Like, other times, they go back like, oh, French Revolution, well, that's really far. Oh, the 20s, well, of course, that's, far. But this time it was like, no, it's the 50s, really close to Doctor Who's inception. So I don't know why that one, like, actually, like, felt, like, it kind of, like, came off as different to me, rather than the other times they go into the past. I don't know why, just that one in particular. But yeah, so I've given you enough time, Tristan. Which one did you like more? Do it.
Well, I mean, like you had mentioned before, I really like the possible, plot openings that we have that are shown in Rosa's story. But I did kind of enjoy, Arachnids in the UK because it just kind of felt like a fun little, like, oh, what the hell's going on? And it's like, oh,
we're in Doctor Who again.
Ooh. Right, yeah. So yeah, like I like them both for different reasons. Like, I feel like for me, I would have to go back, like, after this series, this season is over, I would go back and probably, like, pick out my favorites. Or, like,
boo. Boo, such a huge cop-out. You did it for episodes 1 and 2.
Well, all right, fine. I guess Rosa for me as well.
Okay, cool. Because I was about to make a joke. If you didn't, it was going to be the best joke ever. I was going to love it so much. Because it was going to be it was going to be a joke, but I was going to be like, wow.
I dodged a bullet.
Wow.
But I
You
went
dodged a
forward in
really
time and knew that you would say that joke against me, so I went back in time to tell myself to avoid the joke.
You fucking would too. That's the thing. You'd be like, I feel like I don't want him to make a shitty joke. But
Matt,
no,
please,
yeah, I
if
think
I had to go back in time in my own time stream to go back each time you made a shitty joke with me involved, I would have blown apart space and time so many times already.
the cracks in your wall, they're not actually cracks in the wall. They're due to Matt's shitty jokes.
Oh my god. Every moment in time has a crack in it, and it's just a shitty joke.
It's just a pun. You just see like a bunch of puns like, and that's a callback, and just a bunch of other shit I've said throughout the years.
God.
Oh god, no, but yeah,
And
so
it's my job.
yeah. But no, I think I'm going to have to go with episode 3 as well. Like I said earlier, something about 4, even though I like that it's a return to form in certain ways, again, the ending was very weak. Like, one thing I did think, though, that was weak in episode 3 as well. Why did they play that song? A good song, by the way. But why was that the song they played at the end? I just wanted them to play something that was more like 1950s. It was odd that they went with something that new of a song that came out in like 2018 most likely. Good song, but I don't know why it was that one over something that felt more timely.
Right, yeah.
And by the way, it didn't even have to be like, here's the thing, it didn't even have to be written at the time. Like look at a group like Postmodern Jukebox.
Right, yeah.
Like it could have been a newer artist just creating something that feels like it would have been made in the 50s. It was just so odd that they went with that song because you see Rosa, which I have to say, I like that Ryan, had a talk with her, although just mentioning, like we mentioned before, and again, I sound like a dick, I know, but I'm going to have to bring it up, just we can't let him mess with the timeline. Ryan, yeah, I had a conversation with Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. God damn it, Ryan. Like, even taking aside that shitty joke that I made earlier with, him being with Rosa Parks. But seriously, though, he had a conversation with them and talked about his nan dying and shit like that, which I guess it doesn't really affect the time stream necessarily. But, Rosa Parks knows who they are extensively.
Well, that was the thing. Like, at the end of the episode, they finally realized, oh, God, we were there. Or, she mentions it, like, we were there. We were on the bus.
It's just one of those things where to be fair, history does do that a lot.
Yeah, I feel like
history,
Doctor Who's done that a lot of times.
Well, not even Doctor Who, just history in general. Like, Rosa Parks did that. Who the fuck is going to be like? And there was this woman wearing some really weird clothes who called herself a doctor. Yeah, everyone remembers that. I mean, sure, Unit has that on file, but, nobody actually remembers who else was there other than that one big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, I remember reading about this and hearing about this in history class, but I forgot that happened on two different occasions.
Right.
Where she was pulled off the bus in the first 5 minutes, and then later she was then arrested.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the arresting part. I didn't realize that both actually had occurred because, also to be fair, in history class, they don't teach us well. It's not against the teachers. It's just against the curriculum and how it's done. Although I loved how, with Ryan, it was just come on, you really don't know about Rosa Parks? And he's just she's American, man. And I was like, God damn it, Ryan. Because to be fair, we don't know much about, Europe's history or Britain's history either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If people asked us stuff about the Queen, it would be
right, yeah.
The monarchy exists, but no one really follows it. Someone would be like, All right, he got that. We got that one. Like, you got one. Like, that's pretty much it. So, but I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure we're good to go, unless there's anything else you want to say either, Tristan?
No, I think that's good. I'm definitely looking forward to more of this series.
I really am. I mean, this has revitalized my love for Doctor Who.
Yeah, like the next episode, like I saw, the.
I didn't get to see it.
The next. It didn't really give away much. I'm actually like, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, good. I'm really happy to hear that. So I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to talk about it 2 weeks from now. One thing I want to say is I love and I'm not going to say it word for word, but I love when that white woman, I think, she was like a server. She said, "We don't serve N-words." And then Ryan was like, "Good, because I don't eat them." And I was like, oh, fuck, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, that one took me a second. I was like, oh, damn, Ryan.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's good. But, like, what's interesting, too, is that at first I didn't notice people looking at them, but then after, like, maybe 5 seconds before Graham said anything, I was like, oh, shit, people are looking in the background because,
like, is it oddly quiet in here? Oh, crap.
Yeah. That's another thing too, by the way. And I just this is a full-on suspension suspension of disbelief. Like, this one, I'm okay with. This one is just like a funny little thing to say out loud. The fact that not only were they all dressed so differently in the 50s, but they were talking about certain things that you would think someone would be like, those weird British people are talking about messing with the what? And with Rosa? I know Rosa. I should probably talk to Rosa and see what's going on. Like, I'm surprised Rosa Parks didn't know about this shit by hearing from, people in town. Like, so-and-so asked me to, hem this dress, and she talked about time travel. Could you just kind of let me in on what's going on?
Right, yeah.
It's a small town,
I got that sense
seemingly.
They were kind of like, talking on the bus about stuff that was going on. I'm like, guys, like, I mean, it's kind of funny because it's like, it's the idea. It's like, if you were on the bus in New York and you started talking like that
but we're
with
New York.
your friends, would anyone? Well, yeah, but I feel like that's kind of human mentality no matter where you go. I mean, like, in a larger city. And Montgomery is still technically a larger, like, maybe not city, but, like, it is a larger town. Like, it's not like a small town.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right, that's fair. So, all right, that's fair. Because it just came off as, like, they were talking about weird stuff that, like, if they're not going in jail, they put them in the loony bin.
Oh, yeah, but, like, I get you in the set, because I had the same thought. I'm like, and no one's going to be, like, going, like, off the bus, and it's like there's a police officer. They're kind of talking, like, crazy. Can you, like, do something about that?
There's some really weird white people on the bus. Nothing I can do about that. There's one black guy. Which way did that bus go? It's like, that sheriff was a dick. Like, that was some totalitarian shit right there. Like, that was like when that sheriff was like, I'm gonna come into your hotel room because I'm worried that there's a black person here or there's colored people here. I was like, oh God, this looks like it's like some Nazi shit out of like what was it? Out of like Inglourious Bastards.
Right.
Like no, but it felt like some Gestapo. Like, we're just gonna barge in and we're gonna check the premises. And I was like, ooh, that hurts. Fuck.
Yeah. No, they definitely didn't pull any punches for the episode, and it really sold it. It was a really good performance.
Yeah, and that's why I enjoyed it. So, either way, though, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you all so much for listening in, as always. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, please remember to like and subscribe. If you liked the video, if you didn't like the video, you could like and subscribe either way, and I cannot wait to hear the comments in the comment section down below. Also, you might be listening to this through our Blog Talk Radio account, blogtalkradio.com/thoseguysontherradio. You can listen to the episodes through there and download them there. We just have them on our YouTube channel and, as our archives in case you want to watch or /listen to them there. Either way, thank you so much regardless. And tune in next time in 2 weeks when we talk about episodes 5 and 6. So those will be interesting as well because I don't know where they're going. I've not been able to see either. Like, I didn't even see the next episode preview going into Arachnids in the UK. I just knew the title, and I was like, that's odd. That'll be interesting. But because it's just one of those, like, on-the-nose, like, B-movie titles. Like Killer Clowns from Outer Space or like Plan 9 from Outer... Like, it came off like that, where it was just like Arachnids in the UK. So I do wonder what's coming up next for Doctor Who. Super excited about it because I'm really liking this series. I just wanted something new after a while. You know, like I wanted new companions, not even anti-Capaldi because I really loved Capaldi, but I wanted something different. So I'm happy that we're here. So I think we're good. So, yeah, say goodnight, Tristan.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.